Welcome in CBS Sports senior NFL insider Jason La Canfora. Jason, before we get to where Aaron Rodgers may go or may not go, if he stays or doesn't go or whatever he does, what does this MVP award mean for him?
Well, it certainly doesn't mean nearly as much as a longer playoff run would have. Look, for him to do what he's done at this stage of his career is obviously spectacular. This is one of the greatest quarterbacks of his generation and someone who obviously people will be talking about for a long time after he retires. But he's reached a stage in his life and in his career where, like, if we're talking about cherries on top, if we're talking about advancing to Mount Rushmore conversations or greatest of all time conversations, it's going to come down to what he does in, I guess, what now would be mid-January into February in the postseason. 11-10 all-time, one ring. It's a first-ballot Hall of Fame career. There's no doubt about it. And this certainly buttresses that even more, and these are great credentials. But if he's going to, again, be someone we talk about as the 5 best, the 10 best to ever do it, he's going to have to raise his game in the postseason.
Indeed, yeah, because he has just one Super Bowl in 17 seasons, and you'd think he'd have a couple more. When you hear about what Aaron Rodgers, in terms of where he may go and some of the scuttle around the league, what's the destination for him? Does he stay in Green Bay, finish his career there, or is he looking elsewhere?
I think it's going to be very difficult for Mark Murphy and Brian Gutekunst and the powers that be in Green Bay to, when they sit down with Aaron Rodgers, and I expect that meeting to take place in the next 2 weeks, when they sort of present their case for here's why you should buy back in. I don't know that there's a realistic case to be made when you factor in their cap limitations, when you factor in that this is a smaller market team and they're not going to go crazy cash over cap, when you factor in that they're not owned by a particular billionaire who could decide at any given moment to, go crazy with what he wants to spend, that they have a board, they have a consortium, and that group of individuals was okay with them drafting Jordan Love when they did it. So I don't think you're going to be able to put this genie back in the bottle. When I look at what Mark Murphy wrote recently to their shareholders and their season ticket holders, it read to me like a bit of a, hey, we really want to make this happen, but don't come after us if it doesn't. Like, I don't know how they're going to be able to present a plan of attack that makes Aaron Rodgers think, yeah, we're bringing the band back together, and we're getting better, and we're going to have a better shot of winning a Super Bowl in Green Bay next year, a better shot than we did last year and the year before that. Where does that take him? Look, there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks right now, but not all those teams are even remotely close to being able to say, hey, yeah, we're an Aaron Rodgers away from winning it all. But I will continue to double back to the Denver Broncos and just look at the hire they made and Nathaniel Hackett, and we're bringing in all these people who, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not, who know him well, who know how to run his system, who know how he operates, who know what he needs. But I would take the field over the Green Bay Packers in terms of Aaron Rodgers' destination for 2022.
All right, so if he decides he no longer wants to play in Green Bay, how does this work out? Are there any details contractually with the restructured contract that he agreed to with Green Bay?
Well, look, whoever trades for him is going to want him for more than 1 year. And they're going to want him on a contract that's not as he's going to have to restructure his contract no matter where he goes. And that's why he set this up a year ago the way he did, through his representation, because he does hold all the cards. And while he doesn't have a no trade, he got 1 year of the deal voided. He got the contract set up in a way that's very punitive to the Green Bay Packers from a cap standpoint in terms of keeping him around for this coming season. And he put himself in a position where whomever wants to acquire him in this offseason, run up to the 2022 season, is going to need to redo the deal. And he has to agree to do all those things, and they have to come to terms. So this, again, this isn't a happy accident. This isn't a coinky-dink. We can go back to this time a year ago where he put the Green Bay Packers on notice with that press conference after they, took the ball out of his hands in the championship game. This has been a long time coming, and now all those chickens are coming home to roost.
Is retirement still on the table, or is he playing at least one more, two more seasons?
I mean, look, I don't, judging by what he has said and the season he had and winning an MVP and him having unfinished business in terms of, look, I think Aaron Rodgers, in his mind, if you gave him truth serum, he'd say I'm the greatest quarterback who ever lived. He doesn't have the postseason resume to back that up. So, no, I don't think he's thinking about retirement. Again, the way he restructured everything a year ago and that lengthy, passive-aggressive sort of Cold War that he instigated, propagated with the Green Bay Packers, he didn't do that because he was ready to walk away, although he did play that card a little bit last year. He did that because he felt like the Green Bay Packers knew Aaron Rodgers' football mortality, knew when Aaron Rodgers was going to be done before Aaron Rodgers knew he was going to be done in terms of being one of the most effective players in the league. And when they took Jordan Love, and when they started thinking about their future and a life after Aaron Rodgers, way before Aaron Rodgers was thinking that way, he had just done a contract extension with them 15 months before. That's where the acrimony really began. But Aaron Rodgers doubting Aaron Rodgers thinking, I'm still not one of the best, or it's time for me to move on. I don't think he's there yet, and he's going to be able to, again, dictate a lot of how this offseason plays out because of the way that contract's structured.
And you think Denver makes the most sense?
Well, I mean, I think Denver's among a short list of teams where you look at the head coach now. You look at the ownership situation is a little nebulous because they're going to go to sale. But you're going to have a GM there who was in that same division with him for a long time, George Payton. You've got a defense in place that's pretty good. And if Aaron Rodgers pulls a Peyton Manning and says, I want this guy, like Peyton Manning did, or a Tom Brady, this guy, I think the Denver Broncos would be willing to accommodate.
Yeah, and he'd follow Nathaniel Hackett to Denver, his OC there in Green Bay. So we'll see how it happens. No NFL MVP has ever won the award and then played for a different team the following season. Perhaps that changes with Aaron Rodgers. Jason La Canfora with the perspective here on CBS Sports HQ. Jason, thank you. All right, Packers have the most MVPs in league history. They got 10 of them. Aaron Rodgers, with his fourth, is the all-time leader. Paul Hornung, Jim Taylor, Bart Starr, Brett Favre won the award 3 times. Aaron Rodgers, the most MVPs in Packers history, and now the Packers have the most MVP awards in NFL history.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.